Hello ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to Sunless Skies. In the last episode we came to Port Haven and mysteriously found the Skylark's course for the amenable Vagabond. After all of that, he told us that he wanted to visit his home in Lustrum, so I think that's where we're going to go this episode. But before I do anything, I'm going to buy myself some fuel and things, otherwise we're going to run out. Ooh, there's a nice little bargain here. I am going to pick that up. May drop by Winchester to either drop that in the bank or sell it straight away. Oh dear. Gonna need quite a lot. Picking that up, that's good. So, if we're going to go to Lustrum, it's all the way down here, so it's quite a distance. There's also the small problem of that nasty looking thing right there. So it may be worth us more going through past Carillion? Going round, but that's a longer way. So we have to take the choice of either taking the terror hit or it taking longer. So, not really sure if I want to be dancing with the devil right now when it comes to terror. Where is Magdalen's? It's like, because we could. Nah, let's focus on getting to Lustrum. I was saying we could go to Magdalen's to try and see if we can get rid of our nightmare. But we still do only have one nightmare instead of them all. So it could be worse. It could be much worse. But we're definitely going to stop off in New Winchester first and then see if we can sell some of these things. Or there might even be a prospect. What prospects do I even have right now? Gloucester Warbury. Rockery for the Macabre Counsellor. Chancellor. Oh, was it Counsellor or was it Chancellor? Oh no, I can't read. No, it was Counsellor. I read it right the first time. Never mind. I have been told there's ways of rolling re-rolling prospects. It's not really the way I like to play games. It's a little bit min-maxy for my taste. I'd rather the story evolve on its own than me try and force the best case scenario. But I can see how it would work if you're purely trying to just obtain money. It's useful. But personally, I like to take my time. I'm not in a rush. I've been playing this game for so long now. What's a little bit more? Admittedly, I would like to actually do things, but that's why we're doing the amenable Vagabond storyline. Focusing on something, you know? It's a rare thing I focus on something. I feel like I say that every episode. Probably means something. Subconsciously, I'm thinking about it. I'm fully aware of the fact that I faff around a lot. Right. So, Winchester. We didn't get the terror reduction, which means it hasn't been very long since we've been here. We may as well repair her hull while we're here. Wait, my terror has fallen? Hang on, what? You find a stool somewhere amidst the grease and the benches and the tools and spare parts in the cold mugs of tea. An engineer does what they can while you wait. Okay. Wonderful. The mechanics take pride in their work. Your newly returned engine is not just fully repaired, it gleams. Hang on, an opportunity? Oh god, look at all of these. Oh, not the psalmists. Oh god, I remember all of these from before. Should we pick these up while we're here? Okay, let's start with respond to a distress call. A group of concerned Tacites are looking for a skyfaring captain to assist them in retrieving a missing friend. Tacites, skip. A neat calling card was waiting for you at the station. The paper was scented, the envelope ironed. See, now that sounds much more like my kind of thing. We never finished this. This was the quest that broke in my game. Where Hybris went all weird. So hopefully we can do that. The meeting takes several days to arrange. She rejects the Round Table as a venue, and all of the cafes in the Upper District, even that nice tea room under the bridges. Eventually, you agree upon the parlour at Company House, which is open to visitors on a Sunday. The Pernickety Factor requests you change table 3 times before she is satisfied. I'm looking for several disappeared colonists. I believe their destination was Hybris. I'd be much appreciative if you were to take me there. Yeah, okay. Welcome aboard. Let's follow the sound of commotion. The mid-morning calm is shattered by furious yelling in the distance. The psalmists are causing trouble again, shouts a passing urchin joyously. Chaplet Street is lined with gleaming churches dedicated to every conceivable deity, sect, or heresy. There is a corner of Chaplet Street, nestled between a crematorium and a tobacco shop, where the city's least popular temples have been segregated. On this grubby and profane little corner, a group of yellow-collared vicars are trying to make themselves heard above the furious yelling of a gaunt priest. The psalmists seem to be getting into an unholy row with the new sequences. As you approach, psalmists pour from their ramshackle church and charge. We are not quite as well equipped as we once were to take care of this problem. Before we just punched them all on my other character, but we're not quite there. Even though punching them, I mean, we could just sit back and watch. These are probably the 2 most despised cults in New Winchester. It doesn't matter who wins, but it promises to entertain. A scrabbling, vicious, faintly embarrassing street fight ensues. The constables arrive and break it up before long. This again? One of the constable pinches the bridge of her nose. She pulls a slip of paper from her pocket and hands it to the psalmist's head priest. We're shutting your church down, effective immediately. You've been nothing but trouble since you arrived. The priest stares at the paper. He sits heavily on his church's doorstep. Have I? You have been asked to ferry the 13th psalmist to the White Well in the Blue Kingdom. Okay. The priest throws himself at your feet. I kneel before you twice scorned, he says. Once by my former congregation, and now again by the prejudiced machinations of this city. Please, take us aboard your train. He pulls a tattered map from his equally tattered robes. Here, the White Well on the Blue Kingdom, where the dead go. We will build anew there. We will spread our word, even beyond the veil. I mean, yeah, sure, why not? If I'm just get in the cargo well, we'll be fine. The psalmists of the cursing church are so overjoyed that a few of them attempt to smile. It's a terrible thing to behold. They settle back into their habitual frowns as they gather their meager belongings and file onto your train. Wonderful. We inquire about the Winchester War. I feel like I haven't done this for a long time. The slow-burning war for the Reach forms the backdrop to daily life in New Winchester. Citizens wishing to keep up with developments in the war turn to the New Gazette. It is famously the only newspaper worth reading in New Winchester, as well as the only paper that hasn't bankrupted itself. Its quality speaks for itself. Let's read about the latest news, I suppose. All work at Victory Hall has been stalled by a measure introduced by the prudent secretary of the Winwood Company, attempting to regulate the materials of engines the company will accept trade with and from. It is widely believed the measure is an attempt by the company to force the assembly to reveal their part in supporting the practice of illegal engine construction from salvage taken from wrecked locomotives. Oh, are they talking about us? Your name does not appear in any of the Taggart Focus reporting on the war. Apparently you're not considered worthy of comment. There's no mention of you among the stories about the Stovepipe's recent fortunes. You are not of interest to them. Well, nice to be on the fence. Shall we read about the current political situation while we're here? The Assembly runs New Winchester from Victory Hall and seeks to strengthen its hand in the Reach. London's proximity, the Winwood Company, however, maintain a considerable presence in the Reach. Although New Winchester is still neutral ground, tensions are mounting within and without the port. Okay, wonderful. Let's sell those souls while I'm here. May as well, unless there's a thing here. Winchester windows. Yeah. I mean, how many? Oh, sod it. I'll put them in the bank. Right, let's go to Lustrum before I waste any more time. I may, in fact... I'm gonna... Can you buy fuel down here? Fuel and supplies. So yeah, we just have to make it there. Okay, yeah. I will speed this up slightly. I'll bring you back if anything interesting happens. So, see you there. That could have gone better. The splintered remains of the spinster turn slowly. The skies are full of fluttering paper. It is as if someone brought confetti to a funeral. Well, we're gonna get the bronzewood if we can. Yeah, we go. Excuse me. The axes, something, the endeavour, but eventually your expedition returns with a haul of bronzewood planks. Well, we're almost at Lustrum anyway, so I may as well go back to talking about random things. I never liked this bit about... Well, not true. I love the snow. But this vastness of emptiness around the Lustrum mountain makes me feel very uncomfortable. At least we didn't get absolutely destroyed by the Scribe Spinster. I definitely need new guns. I've been told so many times to get these new guns, but I actually have to sit down and grind out killing things, and giving the time to do that off camera. It's more difficult than you might think. Plus I run the risk that if I die while not recording, I've got to try and explain it to people as to why I died. And that's always fun. But let's... Anything in the bazaar here? Ah, bronzewood. Say no to bronzewood, especially since I'm pretty sure there's a little bit of... Here it is. A busy factory on the outskirts of Lustrum's sprawling shantytown. The Tacties are building ships. Now, I'm not normally the kind of man who would bother supporting these people, but I'm kind of curious as to what you actually get. So we may do it once. We can impede. How does one impede? Ah, sabotage the construction. Ah, we need carefully packed crates of munitions. But a busy factory on the outskirts of Lustrum's sprawling shantytown. Here, the Tacties are hard at work on their own answer to London's new monitor-class locomotives. Security is high, but the project relies on donations of expertise and resources from sympathetic communities. Shall we donate to see what we get? You unload the bronzewood before the factory gates, where a tobacco-whiskered foreman orders it taken inside. As the doors swing open, you catch a glimpse of a behemoth of a locomotive, bulked with a layer upon patchwork layer of plating. Ooh, so the Takete's response to the monitor seems to be some sort of gargantuan armor-plated device or train. It could be very interesting. I assume it's going to be in a later patch, maybe? I'm not sure. I don't know. Maybe you have to get that to a certain point? But either way, here it is, the Vagabond's residence. You follow the Vagabond past Lundstrom's outskirts into the whirling whiteness beyond. You follow the Vagabond. I read that bit. Miles from civilization, you find a mansion half buried in snow, perched on a rocky outcrop. The Vagabond wades to the door and slams on the iron knocker. After some time, the door eases open. A doddery butler peers out, his face so downcast he looks half melted. "Welcome back, sir," says the tragic butler wearily. "A letter was delivered in your absence." He has... Okay, so the Vagabond is some sort of estranged lord or something? Maybe he just doesn't want to live the life that he was born into? Let's explore the mansion. The Vagabond has shrugged out of his coat and is heaping logs on the fire. You have a few moments to roam the place. The mansion is colossal. Its walls built with bronzewood logs, its bathrooms gleaming with ivory, its walls decorated with gold-framed portraits of a younger, better-groomed Vagabond. But it's also obviously been years since it was properly maintained. Some of the windows are broken, and snow has heaped on the floor beneath. Black mold streaks the carpet. There is an overpowering smell of damp. The Vagabond sips his whiskey before the fireplace, telling rambling stories about the parties he threw in the mansion's better days. The tragic butler stands to one side, mournfully dignified. Shall we ask him how he managed to afford such a place? 10 bedrooms, a kitchen that could staff a dozen cooks, a chandelier that drips with diamonds. Princes have lived less ostentatiously, I can say it. Damn, brain. You should have seen it in its heyday. The Vagabond rubs his hands before the fire. Warm, noisy, bustling with staff and guests. Our parties could be heard in New Winchester. Isn't that right? Quite so, sir, says the tragic butler. I struck it lucky in the mountain, you see, says the Vagabond. Found enough hours to make me rich. Rich enough to buy all this. And more besides, he claps you on the back. All the luxury in the world. Can't compare to the majesty of the open sky, though. Right, my lady? I mean, he's got a point. I'm not sure I agree with his point, but it's definitely a point. Ask about the butler's letter. He's been brandishing the envelope for more than half an hour now. The sugar-spun garden. Just give me the gist of it, will you? Asked the Vagabond, idly tossing snowballs at a portrait of a severe-looking woman in black. The butler clears his throat. The letter was delivered by a skylark who called himself Quivers, sir. In it, claims to have discovered the location of the sugar-spun garden. He was seeking your help. The Vagabond pauses mid-throw. But that's a myth, a story to tell over campfires when the night is cold and hungry. He sounds uncertain for a moment, then shrugs. Young Quivers means well, but he must have been mistaken. Well, we can spend the night at the Vagabond's mansion. The blizzard outside has worsened. Best you stay until the morning. You stay up into the night. Your conversation is meandering, but the Vagabond's repeatedly circles back to the mysterious letter. I'm worried for Quivers, he says. The other Skylarks haven't seen him in months, and he comes to my house babbling about a myth. The next morning, the butler says his plaintive goodbyes as you crunch through the snow towards Lustrum. The Vagabond says he plans to track down Quivers. What kind of king would I be if I didn't protect my subjects? He asks. Besides, I once believed in the sugar-spun garden myself. I must admit, I'm curious. Ooh, Sky Stories. So, pray tell, where am I supposed to go now? I guess I talk to him? You get me? I clicked the right thing. Okay. Ask about the Vagabond's plan to track down Quivers. A Skylark claimed to have found the mythical sugar-spun garden and came to seek the Vagabond's help. How does the Vagabond hope to find him? I've been making inquiries, says the amenable Vagabond. Quivers was in a travelling Skylark band named the Blunt Instruments. They weren't very good, but they robbed the bars they performed at, so they made enough to get by. I thought the rest of them were killed in a shootout last year. He beams triumphantly. Except there was one other survivor, a concertina player who goes by the charming epithet of Ratbite. She's currently imprisoned in London for some marvellous crimes. I propose we break her out and see if she's heard from her old partner in crime. We are breaking somebody out of prison. Okay, well, this is going to go interesting, isn't it? Can't say. I was expecting that to be a thing. So I think what I'll do is... Well, can I do anything while I'm here? I mean, I'm here. I might as well have a look. Let's explore Lustrum. Well, your boots crunch through the snow, clean and bright, lacking lingering sadness of London's ammonious suffused lacquer. The townspeople nod politely to you, a distinguished visitor, but avert their eyes from grizzled prospectors and get-rich-quick merchants who have taken over the slice of civilization on the mountain. They wait impatiently for a day when the mountain has nothing more to offer than the uncouth invaders finally leave, hoping that something still remains when all of value has finally been plundered. Yeah, we're not going to seek a claim. Visit the Winwood Company. Tension between the company and the Tackities grow by day. The poison air coming from Winwood's processing factory is only the latest insult. The Winwood Company was not the first to begin harvesting the mountain, but no other came in harder or faster once the hours were detected. The company began by bribing prospectors to sign over successful claims, and even offering to help process lucky prospectors' hours in their huge factory ovens. But Neddy men are cheap, and big sticks even cheaper. As the claims began to run out, things changed quickly. Now, the whole facility is out of bounds. The guard is uninterested in any business you might have. No, she does not know who you are, or care who you may be friends with. This branch is a closed facility. Certainly, it is closed to you. Okay, never mind. Speak with a watcher by the station. He stares at your crew as they disembark your engine. He turns away when none emerge holding anything. He is clearly agitated. Sorry, the man apologizes. I didn't mean to stare. It's just, we've been waiting for a delivery from London. Really important supplies. I don't suppose you might be heading anywhere near the relay to Albion, would you? If you could check if anything's happened to it, we'd appreciate it. Albion Transit Relay lies to the west-southwest of New Winchester, near Port Prosper. I am actually going that way, so yes. Ah, I see. Well, you know what? I've got enough fuel, it'll be fine. Famous last words. Have I got enough fuel? Oh, balls. I'm going to buy more just in case. What I was going to do was speed back to New Winchester. And, Wait a minute, I just docked. How can I have discontent? Go. Take my supplies. I got that before the docking had finished. God damn it. What are the odds? Let's buy just... I waste so much money on supplies and things. What was I saying? Oh, I was saying I was going to speed us back to New Winchester, and I'll end the episode there, and then in the next episode we will probably be going to London to break somebody out of prison. Doesn't that sound exciting? But either way, I will see you in New Winchester. Assuming nothing horrible happens. Like I'm gonna pick this up. Ooh, free stuff, free stuff, free stuff. Yeah. Can we just take a moment to appreciate the fact the name of this ship was the Ramming Speed? Nah. The wreck gleams with frost, its windows are dark, its engine is silent, perhaps something of value lies within. Steel of its chassis is mangled and the bridge appears largely intact behind broken windows. Your driver pulls your locomotive alongside the wreck, close enough for you to leap from one to the other. The floor of the bridge is carpeted with glass fragments. It shines like stars in your lamplight, and tinkles like bells when your boots brush it. A sky chest nailed to the floor at the back of the bridge yields to your efforts. Ooh. Stamped and carefully sealed, it is heavy as a dead man's weight. Of course it is. A gunner sniffs just before the lid is wrenched open. Gunpowder, they assert before assuming responsibility for the opening. Once the lid has been carefully prized off, the case's gleaming arsenal of ammunition, sealed powder and callous weaponry is laid bare. This will fetch a handsome price. The heavens do not lack for murderers. Hello? Wasted time. Morale is strained and someone has been careless. One of the barrels in your hold wasn't securely fastened. It has split, spilling the precious hours across the floor. Already the hours' insistent melancholy has begun to permeate the engine. Your clocks are becoming erratic. Yeah, let's throw away the whole barrel full. I'm not messing around with this. The crew hurry the hours to an exterior hatch and pour them out. You watch as a month spills, glittering into the night. And here we are, almost back to the New Winchester. So all that's left for me to say really is thank you very much for watching. Please let me know what you think. The Vagabond storyline is turning out to be quite an interesting little story. It's taking us all over the place. So hopefully we will get to the conclusion of that in the next episode, like I've said, when we break somebody out of prison. But either way, thank you very much for watching. Please like, subscribe, let me know what you think. Your comments are greatly appreciated. And as always, I'll see you next time.